Hello YouTube. I thought it was time to give you a few updates on what's going on with the car. It's been a few weeks now, so I'm just out for a drive. I got to do some logging, I got to go and get some petrol, so come along, let's have a chat, let's tell you what's been going on and what's going to be coming up before long. Right, so here's what's been going on then. Well, for about a month or two, I can't remember how long it's been since I made the last video, but anyway, whether it was weeks, months, whatever, I didn't do much. Busy doing things at home. But in the last week or so now, I've got back to doing things on the car. So I've made a few changes and things I'm going to talk about now. The one thing is I've changed the actuator on the turbo. I've gone to a 7 PSI Turbo Smart. So that needs some modification to fit because it's designed for the standard turbo. So where the shaft is on the actuator, I cut the threads 5mm up, well basically as far as you can go before the shaft widens. Then you cut the shaft down a bit shorter, its overall length, and then it's still not quite enough on mine to get a 3mm preload that I needed. So what I done was, you've got like a shield that goes around the actuator. Just put 2 washers right now, just to space the actuator over a bit. About 2mm washers, I think they were, if that, just to give me that enough to get the preload, and that was fine. So this is my first drive since doing that, so I need to log it because obviously it's going to change things. The tune's going to need changing. I think that was the last video I made. We was trying to work on some tuning changes. That never went no further than that really. So I'm back on the older map. So some changes are going to be needed there. And yeah, the other thing is I changed the boost hose. Basically it was the only one that's left standard on the car really, and it was the hot side one that goes from the S280 hot side pipe to the intercooler. Since fitting the AirTech, it just felt a little bit short, so I got in touch with AirTech and I asked them, do you do anything a little bit longer than standard? And they said, well, we can make one to whatever length they want, depending on if they can fit it into their tooling. So I just said, make me one 50mm longer then. So it turns out I think they made it 65mm longer. I cut 20 off that, so about 40mm longer. It ended up absolutely perfect, because the standard one just felt like I was stretching it, a bit of engine movement, and I was worried it would pop off. So I've done that. So yeah, basically it's just a case of me getting the data log, but I am making some significant changes and you can give me some advice on this. I've decided that I'm going to go for water meth injection. Now, I'm not doing it because I want to try and gain a lot of power. 300 horsepower is enough for me. What I want to do it for is cylinder cooling. So that's the plan anyway. So when I get to do it, I'll explain more, and probably questions you have I can answer more then. Now, give me all the advice you can in the comments, because even though I've got a plan in my head of what I'm going to do, I think I know what I'm going to fit in the injector. I think I know what size nozzle I'm going for, mixes and stuff like that. Now what I want to do is for daily driving, which I don't really daily this car. I think since I've changed the engine, if I've done 50 miles, that'd be it. But when the car is not on track in its use, I'm going to run it on pure water. So there's going to be no methanol in it, so the map will not be tuned to run a water meth. It's just going to be a secondary system, purely just for cooling. And then when I go on track, I may do like a 20% mix, just to cool things down and to resist a bit of knock if that was to happen when it's getting off and on track. So yeah, that's my plan. Help me out with your camera. I've already bought the kit. It is a used kit of someone else. I bought some extras as well, but like I say, I'll tell you more now when we get around to fitting it. I will be making a video on that. So yeah, my plan is now, I've got to go and plug in the laptop so I can do a log. At the moment I've got the Lufi in and I've been watching the temps and everything on that and the boost. Now what I will tell you is, it's making more boost than it was, but it's very lazy with this actuator, but at the top end it comes in strong, so it's going to make a difference. The other thing as well, this the intake air temp on the Lufi, I found it, I thought it was measuring from the MAF sensor, so it was actually giving an indication of air filter was doing, but it turns out it's not. It's taking this air temperature from the sensor that is the tip sensor, they call it. It's the one in the cold side boost pipe. So basically it's sensing the intake temp after the intercooler, which I'm much happier about really, because you can see how good the intercooler is working. Like now, I mean, I've just been cruising and we've got an outside temp of 19 and an intake air temp of 24. When I've been doing my logs and you're putting your foot down, you've got plenty of airflow. I found that intake air temp has been down, matching ambient for one pull. But we'll do that. I'll go and set up the laptop for scan, and then we'll get out and do a log, and I'll tell you what it's saying to me. Radio then. So after that pull, let me talk you through what we got. Right, so this is at 7,138 RPM, so we make it about 1.65 bar boost. That is more than I was making. Now, I was making around about that boost back when I first had it mapped. After swapping the engine, I changed, the dump valve was changed to a brand new one. The boost controller was changed to a brand new one. And I was losing a bit of boost. I was making about 1.57, so it had dropped a bit, but I wasn't worried about that. It was just new parts. But anyway, with this actuator, the boost has gone back up. Definitely feels lazy down the bottom end. Feels quite sluggish. But anyway, this is what else we've got. So MAF is reading 225, which I don't think is too bad. Now my temperature, so the coolant's at 96. Intake air temp is 29. The charge temp, so that's after the intercooler, is 22, and the outside temp is 20. So on that pull, we were 2 degrees hotter than external temp, which is not bad. I can live with that. So yeah, definitely needs looking at, and obviously a bit of a map change with this actuator, I think. Let me see if I can find you anything. See it, looking at the log here now, the boost seems very similar to where it was coming in before, but I'm noticing a long line of only 2 degrees of timing. So it's like 1.5, 2 degrees. Mind you, that is quite low in the RPM actually. Really, I've just got to go and have a look at my other logs and see how it compares. But I mean, I'm not having no faults and the car's driving alright, so that's the main thing in it. But anyway, because I haven't made a video for a while, I know some of you was asking where have I been. So this is just my video telling you what's going on. And don't forget, let me know what information you can pass on to me about going for water meth. And I'm not doing it for more power, so don't give me all ideas how I can get a ton of power. I don't care. If I get 300 horsepower and I can keep it safe and just not have it blow up on the first track day I take it back on, that'll be a bonus for me. So yes, go to the description, buy yourselves a Lufi gauge. I've also got some of the OBD, dummy OBDs I'm selling on it as well. At the moment I'm down to 6 gauges. I've got 20 more on order, but they've been selling really fast last week. But anyway, that's enough of me waffling. I'm going to go now. I'll see you on the next video, which may be when we start the water meth. So thanks for watching, see you on the next one. Bye.